New construction is something I get questions about all the time here in Atlanta, and it's a great option for a lot of buyers as long as you avoid these 4 mistakes. Keep watching. I'm going to fill you in on what those 4 are, how to make sure that you don't fall into any of those pit traps, so that when you sign that contract, you're in the best position possible. Right before we get into it, my name is Blanton. I'm an agent here in Atlanta, Georgia with eXp, and I work a fair bit in new construction. So if you or anyone you know is wanting to get in touch, you're thinking about making a purchase of a new home, go ahead, hit the link right down below. It's in the link tree. You're more than welcome to go through, fill out what area you're looking for, what price point you're looking for. Let me know, and I'll see if I can possibly be a resource. Now, let's jump right into it. Number one thing that you need to know if you're buying new construction is that your estimated completion date is a rough estimate at that. I've seen so many examples over the last year, 2 years, where people go in, they sign these contracts, and the builder says, look, we're going to be closing probably March, April, July, August roll around. Now we're starting to get around to setting the final closing date. Obviously, you don't want to wind up in a position where if you're selling your home, you're having to live out of Airbnbs or hotels or whatever it may be for 30, 60, 90, 120 days. The worst example I've seen over the last year has probably been a client of mine who we just got pushed back to, I believe, late November, early December. Our initial scheduled completion date was in July. So be on the lookout for that. Make sure that you're not banking on being in that new home the day that they say you will be when you sign that contract. Number 2, you need to go in and you need to make sure that you're working with an agent that has a team behind them in order to make sure that this process goes as smoothly as possible. I personally partner with someone. They have a lot of design center experience, so they go through, they can help you out, whether that is making selections for pre-construction, whether that's going to pre-drywall walks, whatever the case may be. She has a hell of a lot of experience in the new construction field. I also have a team of real estate attorneys that I've worked with that sometimes builders, they decide to play these games with you, and you might have to get some legal advice. You might have to bring someone in that can see what your best possible courses of action are, whether that is closings that are egregiously delayed, contract disputes, you name it. You need to be working with someone that has a team behind them so that you don't get left out on an island. God forbid you sign one of these new build contracts, which sometimes builders can do without an agent. And now, if there's any complications, you are up against the might of this builder and you're left out, like I said, on an island. Number 3, this one's kind of a 2-parter. Understand what stage of the construction process you're buying in and what options are going to be afforded to you. Just because something is in pre-construction does not mean you're going to get to go in and completely renovate the home and change everything around. It's going to vary on a case-by-case basis, depending on the builder and what their particular standards are for that neighborhood. Also, you're probably going to be looking at a little bit longer closing time if you're buying something that's new construction. However, you might be getting that optionality. Versus buying a spec home, you're not going to get to change anything. You're going to get that home. It might have the CO, the certificate of occupancy, in hand, which is fantastic. You get to move in quicker. Probably aren't going to have to worry about those delays when it comes to supplies coming in and making sure that the home is ready on your projected date of closing, but giving up on those options, like I said before. Last but certainly not least, do your research of the builder that you're buying from. There is a huge gap in builders between builders that are known throughout the country. They're big national builders. They do great work. People are generally pretty happy with their product versus other builders that they might be national builders as well, that their reputation might precede them, that they don't do the best quality of work, all the way down to your local regional builders where they might be doing 20 homes a year. That could mean that you get fantastic, basically custom service, or it could mean that they're kind of a half-baked builder and you're going to be very, very unhappy, whether that is at your pre-closing walk, at the actual date of closing, at your 30-day walk post-close, or your 12-month walk. They might not be taking care of some of these items that are legitimate grievances that you have with the home. So you need to really go through, do your homework, or work with an agent that's done their homework and knows the reputation of the builders that are in your area. Hopefully you guys found this content useful. If you did, I would be super gracious if you would hit the like button down below. It goes a really long way helping me get in touch with other people here in Atlanta to be a resource to them, whether that is buying or selling, whatever the case may be. While you're at it, you might as well hit the subscribe button. I'm going to keep pushing these videos out. I've got new home tours so you can take a look, see what's coming on to the market in your respective part of the city, or if you're thinking about making a move here, you can get an idea of where you might want to move to when you initially relocate. Again, my name is Blanton with eXp. Thank you all for your time.